Welcome back to Behind the Season, guys. This week, my brother Jed and I, we're heading up into the high country of Utah. My general season hunt starts in about 10 days. So I'm super excited. It's an archery deer hunt, my favorite hunt all year. We're just going and checking a bunch of different basins and canyons, trying to find the number 1, number 2 buck. And fingers crossed something comes out tonight. We've got quite the journey ahead of us. We will see you guys when we're up to the hiking point. We just did about a 20-25 minute hike, and we're glassing probably a mile. My brother just spotted the first buck, a bedded buck up under these cliffs, so we're gonna get glassing, and we'll show you guys some of these bucks. G3s are plated. That's a 3. There should be a 4 point, a 2x3, and then some. Okay, I got another buck. So Jed just found another buck too. We're getting some sweet footage with the Ollin. I think that's the smaller 2x3. Describe this to you.
Is he on top or below the white cliffs?
Below. So you see how there's like a bunch
Oh,
of...
there's a deer walking right there.
Right where?
At the base of the white cliffs.
What's his eye color? Is he red or dark?
He's red. It's that 3 point.
Okay.
Just walk to the left.
Okay.
I wonder if he's walking over to that 4 point. I haven't found the buck you're talking about yet.
I think the buck I'm looking at is the small 2x3. That 4 point's got to be right when they all hang out. So the strategy of glassing for scouting purposes is obviously you want to glass as much in prime time, so morning and evenings. I personally like mornings the best. But my brother has a day job and I've been busy filming and editing a bunch, so I came up here this evening and we got into this spot that we're glassing clear across this big canyon, and my brother's already picked up 2 bucks. He came up here last week and scouted, so he kind of knows where these bucks were hanging out. I think there's a pretty good one in here somewhere, so this is a spot we've hunted in the past, and so we have history with this spot, so we kind of know where the bucks are at. But for the most part, like my top 2 or 3 tips would be for high country mule deer, find a good glassing zone that you can see a long distance. Number 2 would be find some sort of edge habitat, so whether that's cliffs to grass or pines to grass or pines to cliffs to grass. My favorite's like quakies to sagebrush in the high country, so like edge habitat. And then last but not least, a good rule of thumb, if you don't know where to glass on a mountainside, get there like 2 or 3 hours after daylight or 2 or 3 hours before daylight and find those areas that are shaded next to edge habitat. And a lot of times those are those areas those big bucks are going to be living in 99% of the time. It just shrinks their bedding area down when you're there 2 or 3 hours after sunrise or before sunset, and where there's big swaths of shadows, I should say, and some good edge habitat. So those are my tips. Hopefully we can turn up this big buck. Well, we glass for about 2 hours, and we're just hiking into a new basin to set up for another hour or 2. Jed beat me over here and he found another buck, so we're at 3 bucks on the evening, but still have not found a giant. I'd probably shoot that 3 point or that 4 point. This 4 point Jed just found, I'd probably take a crack at general season with my bow. But we got about an hour and a half left of daylight. Time to grind. going to start hiking back towards the Can-Am. Got about a 45-minute hike. I want to glass one more basin before dark. If you don't see any more scouting, this is the end of the video, but I'm hoping to get another evening and morning glass with you guys.
A little bit's changed, huh? So, very first bow ever. 1990, 91, probably. Same color tone, though. Grayed out. Still kept the old bow. I wish I still had my sights, but I just took them off and lost them. I just wanted to thank everybody for the kind words, the feedback from Deception, which is our Sunday archery hunt film. It was a great hunt, man. It was everything you could dream of. It was tough. It was challenging. We spent 2 full days kind of condensed into the film, just trying to figure out where the elk were. Never been there before. Kind of started at the north end of the unit, worked our way south, and eventually found like 3 pockets of elk, which finally, on day 9, things turned in our favor. Used the old cow decoy and called it in. It was a great team effort. Maddie and Logan captured some incredible footage. Casey, my man, was holding and twerking the decoy, and we got to celebrate with some of the coolest footage we've had. I've been so lucky over the years to have that unique footage where the bulls come in screaming or they're decoying in, and man, I killed a bull in Wyoming, and the footage was incredible. The bull in Deception was incredible. Well, my White Mountain Apache hunt last year, and the rain was incredible. Those things resonate in my brain and will live there for eternity. It's what you dream about every September. And man, we're pushing close. We're like a couple weeks away now from another September. So excited what's going to come. Everybody loves a good Euro mount, right? So here is the bull from Deception. Just a super pretty 6. Great fronts on this thing. The back end kind of fades out a little bit, but I couldn't be more stoked with, you know, the bull, obviously the scenario, the whole crew being there. The emotion, man. Casey was super emotional, and he and I have been on a lot of hunts together over the years, and it makes me reflect back on a whole bunch of them. And some of the things people have messaged me and like, dude, Casey was saying I never wanted somebody to be successful in the tag more than you, and we definitely shared a moment there. The whole team was just working really hard for me. It's a weird feeling when you're carrying the tag and you have 2 or 3 guys that don't have a tag, but they're there helping you try to be successful. Definitely grateful for the friendships that we've built through this business, and that was just another cool example. But here she is. I put a tape on this thing last year, just out of curiosity because of the big fronts, and 326. For those of you that are interested in scores, I've never officially scored an animal, and I don't think I ever will. But it is kind of cool to see like what they come in at. Just everyone's so different and unique. But yeah, I mean, some of the coolest fronts I've ever had on a bull for sure. So if you haven't watched the hunt film, Deception, it's on our channel, go check it out. We got some more coming the next few Sundays throughout August to get us fired up for this coming elk season. Just so happens, it's time to set up the new bow, which I got this set up last year. This is the Hoyt Alpha X. It's in the Tombstone Gray. I've got the Ultra View dual pin slider on there, which I really love this. Covered it before in a few videos, but I used to shoot a lot of multi-pin stuff, and now the single pin, huge fan of. And then these are the new 1K Ultra View arrows, which the packaging they do here is wild. I mean, so clean. This is how they show up at your house. You can order them direct online. They've got these different, kind of hard, I don't know if you can see the light there, but these are basically these molded veins with their logo embossed on them. This is how they're going to show up. So I sent them in. My arrow, carbon to carbon, is 28 inches. So these have the 100 grain field tips, 75 grains up front here. My arrow weight is coming in at 462 grains, 300 spine. They come spine aligned, which is great too. And then I'm getting 283 feet a second so far out of the Alpha X, which is maxed out at 70 pounds. So I'm pretty happy with the setup. These things are shooting like absolute darts. And I want to preface it by saying like these are more expensive. They're a custom arrow. And so they're not for everybody. And I think over the years, man, I've shot a lot of different stuff from Eason to Victory, you name it. I think the key is like, get what works for you, what you're comfortable in, what you're confident in, and roll with that. But I am excited to shoot these this year. So I'm changing things up a little bit. Question is, what's your go-to? $1 million question, mechanical or fixed? I have always been a fixed guy. Killed quite a bit of critters with the old slip tricks. Killed a good amount of stuff with the Valkyrie system. I've never been much of a mechanical person, but Jeremiah at Wild Arrow and other people seem to swear by these things. The dead meat versus the mega meat, so 2-inch cutting diameter versus 1.5 inches. They're saying 1.5 inches, 100% all day long, kill elk, bears, you name it. Jay said he would shoot elk for sure with this, personally, but definitely mule deer, pronghorn, axis deer, caribou, stuff like that. I'm torn. So I got a couple to test out and try out. I don't know what I'm going to go with for sure. Chances are it's going to be the slick tricks because I've had confidence before. They shot really great. And this is what I killed my Wyoming bull with. So I might end up there. But I'm gonna play around and test these and just see what I think. I am curious though, what is your go-to broadhead of choice? If you had to pick one, can only pick one, what is it? All right, guys, so September is going to be here before you know it. I can't wait to see what the season brings for us, our team. We've got some cool hunts that we'll be sharing here recently. And if you liked the video, make sure you share it with a friend. And if you didn't know this, you've been following along, we are on a quest to hit 500,000 subscribers. That's going to be the goal. And when we do, we're giving away $5,000 to 5 of you subscribe to our channel. So help us hit 500,000 subscribers. 52% of the views that come through this channel are people that have never subscribed to the Hush channel. So do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back next week with the behind the seasons, and make sure you check out Sunday Hunt Films. They're happening through the entire month of August as we prepare for the new hunting season. Catch you next week.